Hey guys, it's me, Liv. Hope everyone's doing good out there. So today I'm going to be doing a series that's called Salvage Sundays. So basically what I'm going to be doing is taking some projects that went truly awry that I wasn't really loving and see if I can actually salvage and make something out of them. So for this video, I'm actually going to be starting with that top one and I'm going to go with a circle element. So let's get started. The first up is taking some of my circle dies and going ahead and cutting all of these projects out. Now that I have the main one that I'm going to be working with, I'm going to go ahead and take out this collection that I had received in my stash not too long ago. I think you guys saw a haul video on it. And the color scheme kind of went with the same one here that I created on my jelly plate. So I figured, let me go ahead and use these elements together so we can see how it'll work. So pretty much the key here is just layering. Taking all of this different ephemera that I have from this collection and going ahead and figuring out what the layout would look like. So I went ahead and grabbed a number of pieces from the collection, and as you see, I'm just figuring out exactly what's going to go forward, back, to the side, and so forth. After I had that all set up, I'm going to use some foam tape to go ahead and pop up this image right here. So the first color I'm going to start off with here is some bundled sage to bring out a little bit more of the green, putting a little bit of this rusty hinge in here, and I think that's all I really need to ink up for this. Next, after that, I will go ahead and go back to the arrangement that I worked for originally and go ahead and mount it on. One of the things to kind of bring all this projects together is to do a little bit of inking on the edges of it so that the colors all kind of blend. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the bundled sage here for this one. Now that everything's pretty much all inked up, it's time to get out that foam tape and start going ahead and getting the dimensions added, because that's really going to be the biggest thing that's going to bring this whole project together. Now, if you're wondering, I tend to buy my foam tape in these really big rolls because I use a lot of it. I usually get mine from Craft Fancy when I get those rolls. So once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and start adding all that on. Now, I am going to speed up a little bit here because really you saw me put this all together before. So it's just putting the foam tape on it to get this all completed and get this center ready to go. Now, I did try to do a little bit of thread here to break up some of the monotony of just having paper. Didn't exactly turn out like I was thinking, but not so bad. Then I'm going to go ahead and tuck that behind there, and then I am pretty much set for this center. Next step, I'm going to go ahead. It's time to move on to the card base. I added a couple of little gems into the center of these compasses, cleaned up, and then figured I would pull out actually the matching paper to this ephemera, which is called New Adventures. And it is by, let me see here. I'm not exactly sure who did this. Oh, Couture Creations is who this collection is by. So I decided I'm going to use one of the papers from the base. I'm going to go ahead and ink those edges and then mount on the circle part. I felt it still needed a little bit more, so I ended up adding another row of ephemera flowers onto the back side of the circle. Now again, I decided inking the edges would work really well, so I did that for this paper here. I decided to go instead with a darker brown to bring some of that brown in. Glue the center down, and ta-da, the card is done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you go ahead and take out some of those projects you thought could not be salvaged and try to do your own Salvage Sunday. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.